I wanted to do another video on the benign fasciculation syndrome. I got a lot of feedback. That made me feel good because honestly, I believe truthfully that's what life is about. I believe that life, the purpose of life is to experience, go through shit, pass on information so somebody doesn't have to suffer as much. And then it's like a snowball effect. You know what I mean? So that's why I like sharing my life story and my experiences in life to help people, because when I wanted help, when I needed help in my worst times, there was nobody. There was never nobody fucking there. You know what I mean? There was nobody understood me. Nobody, you know. So everything that I've learned in my life, I promise to give back for free, because a lot of people are destined to be so great, but they just don't have the right fucking advice or the right outlet. You know, they don't have the right person to listen to. So I'm using all my experience in my life, which has been a lot, to give back, because no one was there when I fucking needed it. And this video, if you don't like swearing, if you don't like certain mannerisms, and fuck off. Don't fucking watch this video, because I am who I am and I'm never gonna change that. So let's go into benign fasciculation syndrome again. I had a lot of questions. Did I have benign fasciculations in this spot, in that spot? Did I have pain? Did I have aches, stiffness, feeling weak? Listen, I had fucking twitches in places I didn't know I could twitch. I had them in my fucking throat, like in that ball that hangs down, your uvula. I had them in my fucking ass cheeks. I had them in my prick. I had them everywhere. So if you're wondering, is this normal to be twitching here? Listen, your body is muscles. I mean, it's everywhere. So nowhere's off limits. I mean, I had one on the side of my head for so long, it was driving me nuts. And then my buddy Mike, we call it the fish hook. It'd be like, it'd be pulling it up, and like my fucking face would be contracting. Drove me nuts. But it just goes to show you, you know, and here's the thing about that is, if you sit back and you're like, take a deep breath in and you really feel your body out, you're going to see where you're holding, you know, tension. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in different areas, and you'll be like, damn, I didn't even realize I was like clenching my fucking jaw all day. Or, you know what I mean? Like, we hold it in so many different places, especially for people that are anxious. That's why you have stomach problems. So many people, what? Have stomach problems. You know what I mean? With anxiety, panic, all that. We tend to hold everything, you know? And the body is the unconscious mind. You know? The way that we feel in here is the way that we look out here. So, you can twitch, fasciculate, cramp, have pain, stiffness, aches, fucking from scalp to the bottom of your fucking big toe. It doesn't matter. You can twitch anywhere. You can feel, when I shit you not, I would be doing tests all day to see if I actually had clinical weakness in that. You know, walking on my tippy toes, walking on the fucking heel, doing this, doing that, trying to pick shit up, doing shit like tight little things to see if I'm losing function, finger tests, fucking breathing tests. And the thing is this, most people that have benign fasciculation syndrome, there's a correlation with anxiety and panic. You know, that's not by chance. That's reality, and it's just your body. It's just your body responding. I mean, you put yourself in a constant state of fight or flight, your body's going to only respond naturally to what it knows. And that's what it's doing. And, you know, one of the most concerning things for me was my breathing. I always felt like I couldn't breathe deep. I couldn't get a breath. I still feel like that sometimes. I still feel like I'm not fucking breathing right. Like, fuck, what the fuck? You know? And then I got to do what I'm advising you to do. I got to sit back and be like, okay, breathe in deep. Where am I holding tension? Where am I holding stress? And if you're not breathing, you're not talking, you're not walking. You're going to fucking... If you're not breathing right, you're going to fucking know it, because you'll fucking probably be dead. So, if you feel like you can't breathe, talk, speak. You're breathing. If you're talking and speaking, holding a conversation, you're not breathing. I know it feels like that, but it's not. And then another correlation with that as well is people with anxiety, we swallow air really fast. We eat fast. And I went and seen a gastroenterologist, and I always had these weird burps, like these bizarre burps. People are like, oh, that shit doesn't sound good. And of course, I'm like, yeah, I know, I fucking, got stage 4 fucking throat cancer, I think. And, it was always that type of shit. And I'm going to get back to the throat cancer thing. So, your mind, when you're anxious and you're like this, you're hyperventilating yourself. You're swallowing air. When we eat fast. What are you not doing? You're not breathing correctly. So, of course, your body's going to respond to that. And when you're swallowing so fast and engulfing so much air, the gastroenterologist told me, Greg, you're just swallowing too much air. It's called aerophagia or something like that. And then when you really think about it, you're like, fuck, that actually makes a lot of sense. Think about it. You watch a dog, or you watch an animal, or you watch another person who's calm. What's one thing you notice about them? They're very relaxed, but what? They're breathing. And it goes back to military training. It goes back to everything. It all makes sense. Breathing is everything. And I've really taken big interest in breathing over the past year, in working on my breathing. Because a few years ago, I tried going back to the gym. And I started having, not panic attacks, but I'm like, I can't fucking breathe. I'd end up leaving. And then I realized, I'm like, well, let's put, 2 and 2 together. Like, I'm working out, which is causing me to breathe to breathe more. I'm anxious to be in here. So I'm fucking, it's just like a double whammy. Like, I'm getting fucking sandwich fucked. So, it just makes sense. So the way I like to do things, and the way I like to start off my day, which I guarantee you, if you do this, you're going to notice that your fasciculations calm down too, is just start your day off and start it off correctly by breathing correctly. Get enough oxygen in your system. And that way, you're centered the whole day. One of the best techniques I actually found was on YouTube. And this guy does a technique where he closes one nostril and he breathes in as deep as possible, holds it for like 3-4 seconds, and then closes his nose and does it like that. So he goes in, and let me tell you, you do that on each nostril, just fucking Christ, I haven't had my full coffee yet. Each side, you're gonna feel a weird like a tickling almost in your back. It's bizarre. What it is, it's not bizarre. It's fucking natural. You're getting oxygen into your fucking lungs. You're breathing, and make sure when you do it, you breathe in through your stomach. You want your stomach to expand. And they taught me this shit 20 fucking years ago when I was, seeing psychiatrists and shit for anxiety. It's like the most basic shit works. You don't need pills, you don't need this, you don't need that. I'm not saying don't ever go on medicine if you need it, or if, whatever. But what I'm saying is the breathing is everything. And that's why people like Wim Hof and all these guys are so popular now, And it makes sense. It so makes sense. There's so much science behind it and shit, So I'll tell you to do that because it actually helps. It does. With in response to twitching in different areas, nowhere's off limits. Hot spots, nowhere's off limits. That pre-cramp shit that I'd always get. It's like my shit's about to go into a cramp, and I feel it about to cramp up, but then I extend my arm or something, and it's not even a cramp, and then I'm like, it's spasticity. I'm fucked, and it's just so much. I fully believe that it's all manifested mentally. Now, I know some people randomly get it, and I think it's just a response to either exercise, medicine, diet, this, that. But look, the last video I put out, I don't even remember when the fuck it was. It was maybe last year or something. And I guarantee you, all those people that watch that video are going to come on this fucking video and they're fine. They might still be having fasciculations and freaking out. But look if you're worried about, ALS or contracting a certain disease, and a lot of the people, in that talk about it, they don't like to use that word. They're trying to avoid that word. You can't avoid that word. You fucking embrace that word. Because there's actually people that are out there suffering with it that are not you. Benign fasciculation syndrome is not ALS. It has nothing to do with ALS. Then I had people asking me, did I start experiencing it after going through withdrawals of medicine? Listen, I've been on honestly, I've been on probably over 35 medications in my life. I mean, we're talking everything. I mean, they started me off when I was 13. I'm 34. So could it be the medicine? Yeah, I'm sure it could be. Can I specify which one it is? No, because I've been on so many. I honestly can't tell you. I've been on every benzo. I've been on every SSRI. I've been on SNRIs or whatever the fuck they're called, something like that. I've been on mood stabilizers. I've been on everything. I've been on every medication. I'm a walking pharmaceutical fucking experiment. And that's probably why I'm so fucking crazy. So it makes sense. But time. So I wanna say this about the benign fasciculation syndrome. It doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't matter how much, how fast, how it is doing. You don't got ALS. You don't fucking got it. If you go to a neurologist, you're good. Fucking take it and run with it. You're gonna get caught up in the cycle of reassurance. You don't need reassurance. Reassurance only prolongs the shit. You know what I mean? It prolongs. When you're constantly seeking reassurance, it almost turns into a mental issue. And you can see this type of shit by social media. The same people posting the same pics over and over again looking for reassurance that they look good, or this or that, or they're this. That cycle never ends. Those people are fucking trapped in a whirlwind of fuck. They're fucked. One thing you gotta do that I did that kind of changed my whole philosophy on everything is it all boils down to fear. It's all fear. False evidence appearing real. Remember that. False evidence appearing real. Just because something looks a certain way, sounds a certain way, feels a certain way, doesn't mean that's it. See, the Google algorithm is gonna throw you the worst case scenario for everything. So here's an idea. Don't fucking go on Google. Because I could have a hangnail fall off, and then I could fucking correlate it with having leprosy. You know what I mean? Just leave it alone. Don't fucking Google shit. Don't Google shit. It's the worst fucking thing. And I wanted to also tell you that, in the times of so I want to get back to the other thing. I'm a fucking scatterbrain. I want to get back to another point about life and all that. Because there's a direct, because it's all linked, right? We live in fear of this, fear of that, fear of everything. You gotta boil down and understand what your fucking purpose is. When you find out what your purpose is, regardless of whatever it is, then you're gonna fucking not worry about stupid shit. And you're not gonna fear having something like ALS or is this Twitch that. Because when you get to the mindset that I'm on now, whatever. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I can't do nothing about it. There's nothing in my fucking own power I can do to stop something that's already happening if that's the plan for me. So what am I gonna do about it? Sit there, cry, dwell, seek reassurance, fucking do tests all day on myself, go to fucking 10 billion neurologists, travel the world to try to get diagnosed with ALS when no one's saying I have it? Like, what are we seeking? We're seeking a fucked up purpose of existence. Find your purpose. Find that reason. Once you fucking let go of it and you're on your path to getting to where you want to be in life and why you're fucking here, that shit becomes irrelevant. Everything becomes irrelevant. Symptoms, anxiety, panic, depression, fucking seeking approval, trying to be nice to it doesn't matter. Nothing fucking matters except you and what you do with your time on here. And it goes right back to the beginning of this video that don't use your experience as a self-dwelling safe zone. Use it as a fucking tool to teach people that are going through it what happened with you, and so they don't have to fucking worry about it the way we did. That's the purpose. That's the whole fucking purpose of this shit. Hypochondria, all this shit evolves around what? Are we gonna fucking die? Yes, we are going to fucking die. And there's nothing we can do about it. No Google search, no fucking doctor, no reassurance, no fucking group, no fucking amount of money is gonna make that go away. We are guaranteed that shit. We will fucking die. And let me tell you something right now. When you look death every day in the eyes for years, as I did with my father, when you look at that and you see the soul ripped out of a person that you love every day, and you see that regret building in their eyes for shit they wish they could have done a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, when they were so caught up in being in that state of, I'm sick, like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna do this? Am I gonna do that? And then fucking 10 years pass. And you keep getting your fucking every inkling of existence ripped out of you. It started with my father. 13 years ago, had a lump in his neck. Diagnosed stage 4 head and neck cancer. And there's an eagle right there. These eagles always fall. It's so bad. I'm going to tell you that story too in another video. That's just insanity. So it started with the shit in his neck. Went to the doctor. He never smoked. Nothing. You have stage 4 head and neck cancer. We need to operate on you immediately. These birds are crazy. I'm going to tell you one thing right now. So we had it operated on. Now my dad, hard, tough guy, a real gentleman, a real man's man. You know, the type of guy that raised me. You don't gossip about other people. You don't talk bad about other people. You got a problem with somebody, you fucking address them in person. You provide. Was he perfect? No. But what the fuck is the point of parenting if you're fucking perfect? What am I going to learn? What am I going to go on to teach if I have children? Or pass on information to the younger generation if I'm deemed by a fucking perfect parent? There's no such thing. And if you think there's such thing, then you're a fucking moron. You can't learn if something is perfect. And nothing is perfect in life. So the 13 years ago, stage 4 head and neck cancer. Okay, I was going through my own shit. I was all fucked up, caught up in my own mind. That journey started. I was supposed to bring my father to his first fucking treatment. Where was I? I was in jail. I was in fucking jail. For a fucking another DUI. So when I needed to be counted on, I was nowhere to be found. I was in fucking jail, and now I couldn't take him to his shit. Because not only am I locked up, but guess what? My fucking license is gone again. Do you know how the journey ended? The journey ended last month on December 14th, my 34th birthday. On my birthday, December 14th is my birthday. December 13th, I was out grinding, hustling all day for my business, trying to make shit for myself. Amongst everything going on in the background, and trust me, it's gut-wrenching. It's fucking the worst shit you've ever experienced in your life. So I get back that night. My father just got out of fucking ICU again. For the millionth fucking time. Over the summer, he was on life support and in a coma for 3 months. My summer, I have no idea. I don't fucking remember a thing. Then the first night he goes into the coma over the summer, my best friend, my dog, my other best friend, besides my father, my dog, my lab, Newman, I drove back from Massachusetts all the way to North Carolina. And I just getting up there 2 days before. Drove all the way the fuck back. 17 hours. Get back, go to the hospital, my father's in ICU, and then he's put on fucking life support and he's in a coma. I leave there, go to my parents' house. I'm there. That night around midnight, 12:30, Newman, the black lab, about 12 years old, started acting very weird. And I'm very in tune with the dog. Because that's my best friend. I'm with him every day for those years. Took him out, all that. He started acting weird. Whimpering, doing this, that. So I was outside with him. And now we're talking about 1:30. I still haven't slept. 1:30 in the morning. And he sits down and I look at him and I look in his eyes. And I start crying. I'm like, no. Please, no. I knew he was dying. He was about to die. Packed him up. Drove to the fucking nearest vet that was open. Emergency vet. Then, what my worst case scenario, what I thought was going to happen, did. And I ended up laying on the floor with him. And then I ended up laying on the floor with his dead body. For an hour. Because it didn't seem real. Nothing did. I didn't want to leave him. So the same day my father goes into the coma and on life support, and I just get back from a 17-hour drive, I put my best friend fucking down. And here's the crazy thing. The vet's about 30 minutes away. It's on the same exact street where the hospital is that my father's in a coma. The same fucking street a mile down. So then I go there. I go to the hospital. I'm a fucking disaster. I go to the hospital. Somehow my father, his temperature was like 103 when I had last talked to my mom at about 11:30, the night before. When I got there at around 5 a.m. to go check on him, his temperature regulated to like 98, which they couldn't understand why it did that. I'm going to tell you why. It's because my dog Newman sacrificed himself for my father to live. So I left there. I was a fucking disaster. I honestly was so fucked up for the, like I said, the summer, I don't remember any of it. I don't remember any of it. Back to my birthday. December 13th, I come in, got a bunch of stuff. My dad just got back from the hospital again. You know, we're having a good night. You know, and I slept on the couch next to my father by choice. You know, I have my own place and everything in Massachusetts, but I was here with my father, and I've been here for a couple of years. Haven't left because I want to be by my father. I slept on the couch right here. Literally, I could reach over and touch the hospital bed that was in the living room where my father slept. So I was next to him. I was watching him all night. My father couldn't eat. He couldn't drink. He had a feeding tube. He had a trach. He couldn't swallow. He couldn't talk. His vocal cords were paralyzed. He couldn't do anything. Couldn't touch, couldn't hold shit, couldn't get up, couldn't shit, couldn't piss, couldn't shot, nothing. Fucking guy had his soul ripped out. Prostate removed, everything. He was basically fucking paralyzed. Except his mind was working. Almost like an ALS type thing. So around 1:30 that night, you know, me, him, and my mother are watching, you know, TV and stuff, and, you know, they said happy birthday to me, and they loved me. And then my mother went, you know, into her room. I laid down on the couch. I looked over, and my father's, in his voice, the way he talked, he could barely talk, and he's like, you know, Greg, I love you. Happy birthday. You know? He was in a really cheery mood. Really happy. I hadn't seen him like that in a long time. So we said goodnight at like 2:30 in the morning. He said that to me. Woke up 4 hours later at 7 o'clock. I looked over and he was dead. He was dead. On my birthday. And I can't even begin to explain that feeling. My mother screaming. It's a surreal, weird experience. And the crazy part about it is, not only did he die on my birthday and said happy birthday and loved me 4 hours before, but that night I had a dream that I was at a cemetery with a friend of mine that was murdered when I was 15. And I never had a dream of him. And I only slept for like 2 hours that night. And it was a very vivid dream. Like, I remember being there. And I was at the cemetery with them. It was the most weird fucking thing ever. And I woke up, look over, and he was dead. You can feel the soul leave. You know? So, I'm not telling you this for a sob story. Because I'm okay. What I'm telling you this for is this. There's people literally with their life limited that don't have the chances we have. Don't wait, sit around, overthink, look for reassurance on shit in life. Go fucking take it for what it's worth. Find your fucking purpose. Don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about you. Because when you start going on your path or your journey, they're going to think you're fucking crazy. That you dream big. Do you remember being a child and you had all these dreams and this and that? And then what happens? We get older. We're told we can't do this. We can't think like this. We can't. Who the fuck are these people telling us we can't do that? They're trapped in the fucking rat race of bullshit and being lied to. Because once you depart and are gone, you're not coming back. And once those people that you love are gone, you're going to wish that you had the chance to do more, not only for yourself, but for them. And that's why I'm okay with my father dying the way he did. Because the journey started with me in jail 13 years ago. The journey ended with me running my own businesses, being there for him 24/7, being able to provide and do everything and be the best son ever, to the best father ever. That's the fucking journey. And that's the purpose. His sickness taught me. So his existence was perfect in the nature that I learned from that experience to become who the fuck I am now.